I like how you said you became a CFO in your 30s, you're too young for the role. You said you were in an environment where experience with everything and yet you were picked for the role. Why would they go, we need this guy to be our CFO?
You're asking so hard and tough questions.
Today's guest is Dr. Tamer Alsayed. He currently holds the CFO position at the Future Investment Initiative, which is part of the Saudi Public Sovereign Fund, PIF. He is a finance leader with 23 years of hands-on experience across industries, countries, and boardrooms. He's worked in everything from family businesses to big four firms to large regional groups, always with one goal in mind: to make finance matter beyond the numbers. He holds the FCMA, CGMA with a PhD in global finance. Over the years, he's led IPOs, M&A deals, turnarounds, and strategy resets. Tamer doesn't believe in hiding behind dashboards or jargon. He believes CFOs should be storytellers, decision makers, and coaches. That's what he has tried to do throughout his career, and what he now shares through his writing, mentoring, and public speaking.
Finance is not just about reporting the past. We all know that we report the past. It's about influencing what comes next, what comes after.
What do you think companies should stop doing when they're trying to impress investors, but start doing?
Here's what companies should stop doing. Faking maturity. They should stop it. Investors are not stupid anymore. And please stop thinking branding will cover bad governance. We have a big name. We have a brand. Okay, that's fine. But again, you want to impress investors, fix your first. They can smell it, by the way. They can smell it from a mile away.
What is something you would give to the next generation of finance leaders or CFOs?
Please stop caring about them.
Welcome back to the Diary of a CFO Podcast, the podcast where finance leaders share the lessons, challenges, and wins that shape their careers as well as their organizations. I'm your host, Wassia Kamon, and today I'm so delighted to have with me Dr. Tamer Alsayed. Welcome to the show, Dr. Tamer.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Wassia. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my knowledge and my thoughts with your audience. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I know that you have a PhD in finance. So for somebody to go to that level, I'm always curious to hear what drew you to finance in the first place.
You want to hear the truth?
Yes.
Okay. It was a challenge between me and a friend, and I won the bet. But anyway, I love to study, I love to read, I love to push myself to the limit. And I took it after my CGMA challenge. Because I had many challenges during my career. But again, it was like the cherry on the top, and I love the experience.
Good for you. Good for you. So why don't you tell us what brought you to this point in your career, where you're a CFO and also an author, which I hope we get to talk a bit more about that. What were some unexpected twists along the way?
That's like, you're bringing me back. Twists,
yes.
It's like, I've had a few. I started in audit, like many do. Big four firms, long hours, coffees that could strip paint from the walls. But it taught me discipline and precision. Then I jumped into industry, private companies, family businesses, oil and gas, manufacturing, technology. And I have like worn many hats so far. One of the biggest twists is like getting into a massive family conglomerate early in my career and realizing that logic alone does not move people. Relation and networking matter. Emotions matter. I had to learn fast how to influence others, influence without authority. And that's what shaped my leadership style, my mindset, my vision, that always human comes first, by finance second. Okay. Another twist was, because you asked, another twist was becoming a CFO in my 30s. In a region where experience was everything. I was very young, by the way, and I look young somehow.
You still do.
I have good genes. I don't know. So I was too young for the position. That's why I learned into strategy. I tried to build trust with the board, with the founders, with the management, with my colleague, with my peers as well, and focused on impact, not the title. That's what brought me. And that's what attracted me.
Nice. And I like how you said you became a CFO in your 30s. You're too young for the role because that's me right now. So I'm curious to see, what do you think made you stand out, right? Because you said you were in an environment where experience with everything and yet you were picked for the role. What would you say are some of the things that helped you make that move at some point? Why would they go, we need this guy to be our CFO?
Oh, you're asking so hard and tough questions. I have to give it to you. Okay, I always had this one thing in mind. Okay, I look young, so I should do what exactly? Exceed whatever the expectations are. Expectation in terms of company's role, job description, my competition. So I had this in mind that whenever I go for a qualification, for a study, for a course, for a program, I always go market oriented. So what does market oriented means? Where is the market is headed in terms of finance, investment, compliance, risk, audit? I would go after.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it depends on reading the market, attending conferences, meeting new people, listening to the discussion, what's going on, what are the risks in the market, and I will go and take this course. And thank God I succeed. One of the most challenging qualification I have ever had is the CIMA.
Mm. It's long. Yeah, tell the audience what the CIMA is because I'm here in the US and we do the CPA and it's 4 parts and we think like it's a big deal. Please tell us, how does the CIMA works? Please.
So I don't want to make it complicated, but I want you to go with the CIMA, which is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountant from the UK. And once you pass, hopefully you pass, because it's very, very hard, you will become an associate ACMA, Associate Chartered Management Accountant, and Chartered Global Management Accountant. What does it mean for me to become one? It took me over 2 years to finish, especially the strategic level. That's where most of us failed. Me, myself, I failed twice. Final exam.
Wow.
Yep, yep. One of my dear friends failed 4 times and he passed the fifth. And why is that? Because you're not gonna pass until you change your mindset from, let's say, controlling the books to think beyond the numbers, think future, strategically driven, become a true finance business partner and get out of your comfort zone. I used to study in the weekends, 3 hours before my duty starts. I skipped many family occasions because I had this one goal in mind. I must pass it. No, I'm way better than this. And I did. And I was crying, by the way, by the end. When I just opened the website and found the green box pass with my mark. Oh my god. I called my wife. Please come. She was asleep. Come and read this for me. I'm not sure if I'm dreaming or it's a nightmare. And
Yes,
thank God I
yes.
was not dreaming, and it was actually true, and I made it. I passed, and 3 years later, I'm a fellow. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
been hard. It has been hard.
And how many parts are in the exam before you get to the strategic level?
Two parts.
Okay.
2 parts.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
you have to go strategic level and then you have to spend a couple years before you actually become, wow,
yeah.
good. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
And is that point of studying for that exam that made you realize that you needed to really stretch yourself to be at the strategic level? Or did you realize it earlier in your career?
No, it really happened due a specific time in my career. This shift happened when I joined a startup, a new startup as a CFO. I love startup life. I love startup mindset. The company was I can name the company now. It's called Paxel, Paxxal. It's an American company, American investment and manufacturing. It was in manufacturing. We had this incredible patented technology for plastic shipping pallets registered in both the US and the Middle East.
Okay.
It wasn't just spreadsheets. Not at all. Not at all. It was suddenly I was part of something being built from scratch. We were flying across the world, meeting investor pitching at roadshows, structuring Series A, B, and even C rounds. And I wasn't just building financial models or crunching numbers, as they call it these days. I was helping shape the story, helping drafting the future of Paxa, the evolution, the valuation, and the future of the business. That journey literally lit something in me inside. It showed me that finance is not just about reporting the past. We all know that we report the past. It's about influencing what comes next, what comes after. From that point on, I stopped thinking like a finance controller or a finance guy and started thinking like an architect, if you may call it, of the
Yes.
business. And literally, strategy became my default setting. My default setting. I just turn it on and it never shut down or turn off again.
Oh, that's amazing. And how would you describe strategy? I feel like we use strategic thinking a lot of time, but it's hard to touch it. It's hard for some people to grasp it. So, if you were to give an example of what is being strategic about something versus being technical about one thing, right? So, you gave the example of you are a startup. What is something that's very technical thinking, right? But and what is something that's more strategic, like when you're trying to impress investors and do things like
Oh my god. It's like you're digging in my
that?
Okay,
Yes.
okay. You're gonna wear multiple hats. You're gonna wear multiple hats. You're gonna make sure that suit fits you, whatever the suit is. So when I say suit, I'm talking about the business model, talking about the ecosystem. Strategic means you see beyond others. And I try to always do that. What if multiple scenario planning? You try to find information in the market by reading, by discussing, by listening more than you talk. And try always to come with something new, something to the table. If again, because I usually said that if you don't have a seat at the table, maybe you are on the menu. You get me?
Oh, that is nice. You'll be eating. I love it. If you don't have a seat at the table, then you're probably on the menu. Wow.
Yep, yep, yep. So
That's
I
deep.
always try to come up with something new, something creative out of the
Uh-huh.
box and make value. It's all about value.
Yes. Yes. And you've worked in IPO readiness and M&A deals at different companies. What do you think companies should stop doing when they're trying to impress investors or
Oh, I see.
start
I love,
doing?
I love this one. I love this one. I
Great.
should meet your editor later. I should meet.
Or you should be maybe my editor is me and Chat GPT.
Your both are amazing. Okay, here's what companies should stop doing: faking maturity. Faking maturity. They should stop it. Investors are not stupid anymore. Come on. Okay, they've seen like polished decks, pitching, pitch from people, the inflated forecasts, the multiples like crazy, and the unrealistic hockey stick projections. What they want is honesty, clarity, and control. Honesty, clarity, and control. So stop overselling, stop hiding weaknesses, and companies should become more transparent about their risks, their gaps, and whatever gap in the plan, show it and explain it and justify it and how you can come up with solutions in the future. If you are not ready, say so and show how you are getting ready or when will you become ready. And please, please stop thinking branding will cover bad governance because they
Ooh.
always think about it. Oh, we have a big name, we have a brand, we have been building. Okay, that's fine. But again, what about the control, the governance? the SOPs. It doesn't. It doesn't. You want to impress investors, fix your internal chaos first. They can smell it, by the way. They can smell it from a mile away.
Yes, they can. And as a CFO, as a finance leader in those situations, there is always that challenge, right? Where the business wants to impress investors by doing the thing you just say you should stop doing, right? Marketing team, sales team, like they all want to do that, right? But then you come in and you're trying to get them to balance and say, okay, maybe let's not do this. Like, can you give us example of, maybe frameworks or tips you have when as a CFO, you have to deal with this. You have to be able to say, no, I'm not going to show this over inflated forecast, or challenge the business to do the right thing.
It happened many times and it's still happening, especially when, okay, let's not talk about investors or startups when you raise fund. No, let's talk about the board. When you have a
Yes.
board meeting and your CEO, or let's say the marketing chief, the sales, who else? Yeah, the legal guy gathered in a meeting. We want to show strong numbers, but we don't have the capacity, we don't have the capability to achieve. Maybe you show a forecast for a very good year and you come up in the first quarter showing bad numbers, the second quarter showing very bad numbers, but you will recover in the third and fourth, second half of the year. You will recover, and you will. At that time, it was a conflict between holding back, being a bad cop, and the CEO was pushing to show perfect numbers. So I told them we don't have to, we should become transparent. I don't want to say a different word. We should be transparent. And again, having a meeting and showing what those numbers can affect us and how will affect us in the future, because we will be in a very bad situation, in a bad position in front of the board. If we show something and the actual is like miles away from what we have budgeted. Communication is key in this situation. You come up with multiple scenarios, show the what if, with the projection, with the assumptions. And if they are not convinced yet, don't show it. No, sit more in a meeting. Try to explain with the stack this time. Because sometimes they say to the CFO, looks like you are talking Chinese to me, with full respect to Chinese language. They don't
Uh-huh.
understand what you think. So
Yes.
come down to their level and try to educate them more about the future, about the impact. Because for me, okay, when the why is clear, the how is easy. When
Yes.
the why is clear, the how is easy. When you know the why, the issue, the problem, how to fix it and how to put it down in a piece of paper to the board is easy.
True. But it's sometimes, like you said, you talking and they hear something else, like gibberish. How do you think we can do a better job of, like you said, coming down to their level, like understanding how to simplify those complex accounting terms? Because, you go through school, through all the certification, everything is technical as if you're only talking to accountants. And then you get into the world and it's like, we didn't go to school with you. We didn't take the CMA. Like, we didn't take all these things you took. What has been your experience in learning to simplify those terms for them and really connect?
Okay, there is, whenever you submit a report, you have two types of information, right? Visualized data and your narrative, plus what are you saying during the meeting. Okay, first of all, data and numbers tell the story. So I try to paint and write a story whenever I'm working on a report. And I always start my report with one executive summary. Okay, listen to this. It's very important. I have this first slide that combine one part about the context, what I'm presenting today. Second part is the update, what happened from the last meeting. Third part is the challenges, what I'm facing. Fourth part is my recommendation, what I'm recommending today. Sometimes we don't go past or go beyond slide number one.
Wow.
Maybe I have these 5 to 7 slides, but we usually, like 80% of the time, stick to slide number one, where I put all my data, my story, my updates, my challenges, my recommendation in one slide in a very simple narrative, beyond the fluff, beyond the noise, and explain everything in the most simplified words you can ever hear.
Nice. I love the idea of that executives already lining up everything so you can really start having good discussions as opposed to clicking through 10,000 things and trying to get to the end. Which bring me to my other thing. I saw that you said somewhere you're not the kind of CFO who hides behind dashboards. So what do you think separates a good CFO from a great CFO?
A good CFO reports the past. I have said that before, but a great CFO shapes the future, shapes the direction. A good CFO gives you a clean financials, but a great one will give you the clarity in chaos. Okay. Last one, a good CFO protects, but a great CFO provokes.
Wow.
Provokes. I don't believe in hiding behind dashboards or KPIs at all.
Ooh,
Those are
KPIs.
tools. Those are tools. You feel it. You get it. Not shields. They are tools for us to use, not shields. We cannot hide behind them. The best CFOs walk the halls, talk to the people, challenge strategy, support the CEO, and most importantly, they know when to say no. And by the way, I have this whenever I join a new company and there is this CEO, I always tell him, consider me as your first and last line of defense. I'm your first and last line of defense. Utilize my skills and ask me. And personally, I think a great CFO is a teacher. Somehow we are teaching others. I mentor a lot of young professionals, by the way, and I tell them your job is not to be the smartest guy in the room, because some of us love to show off. It's to make others smarter because of you.
Yes, the insight
Make
you
your
give.
CEO smarter than you. You get me.
Yes, absolutely. And I like how you use practical example. And I wanted to just pivot to your book. Like, why don't you tell us? I know you it mentioned a lot of case studies. Like, tell us a bit about what led you to write the book and all these case studies that you brought together to help that next generation of finance leaders.
I wrote this book, The Art of Becoming a Strategic CFO. And why I wrote it is something that I feel it deep in my heart. And I see it in every occasion, whenever I speak, whenever I mentor, whenever I answer a question to a colleague that like 10, 15 years younger than me. We have always this gap between academic and professional life.
Yes.
There is a big gap. People stuck in their career, especially mid-level finance professionals between 7 to 10 years of experience. They're unable to decide what to do, what would be my next step, how to target companies, how to target qualifications, how to target experience even. Then I had this in mind. I think I should step up and help. So I did.
Nice.
It has like 22 chapters. I should send you one copy, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, it has 22 chapters, and it's not academic at all. You would be surprised. It's not academic at all. No, I'm walking you through actual situations, role play, case studies. Some of them are real from actual real study. Actual problem happened, and you have to read and elaborate. And then I'll give you my own version of the problem. It's a challenge, and you're gonna read it through and wear the hat of a problem solver or futuristic CFO, strategic CFO, and step in and solve it yourself.
Nice.
That's how it started and end.
That's amazing and sad at the same time that we all going through the same gap, right? Right now, I think you are in Saudi Arabia and I'm here in the US and we have the same gap between academic and then professional when it comes to accounting and finance. Like the way we go in school and what we learn, we come out, it works the couple few years, maybe you get a certification and then you stuck. Like, what do you think we can do better across the globe? What can we do better about our profession?
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
And allow me, it's something provoking. I was not lucky to have a good manager, a good mentor.
Mm,
And it hurts me. It hurts me a lot. So I have decided to be the complete opposite.
good for you.
Okay. I extend the hand. I extend the hand. I mentor, I help, I support. I love the team who works with me. Whenever let's say, I always try to build a better version of Dr. Tamer within my team.
Nice.
So each and every one of them could become one day a very well fit successor because the seat is not always there. One day you're gonna move out or move up. So someone will replace you. If he's not your successor, I think if I cannot build a team of successors, I'm a failure. And I'm not a
Wow.
failure. So if you are a manager, if you are a director, if you have a team, support your team, mentor them, and become a good one. That's it.
Yes, that's definitely something that will help like bridge that gap between, how you did academically and then you come to professional world, having that mentorship that will help you, right, get to the level, like you said, of being a successor. But not everybody has that, yes, I want to help. Yes, I want to step in. Yes, I want to have successors. Like, what would you say to people like that? I'm curious. Get yourself together.
Okay, you're talking about the employee type of no, I'm not up to the challenge.
Not I'm not up to a challenge, or the manager is not making time to coach the employee, or maybe not realizing they need to be that figure to pull them up.
Find a mentor. If it's not your manager, find a mentor. Trust me, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. It will help you like, oh my God, it will save you a lot of time. If I had that mentor early in my career, I would have become CFO in my 20s, not
Wow.
30s.
It does make a difference. I mean, I had mentors myself, and I mean, the ROI, if I can say, is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So from your mentors that you finally had, because you said you didn't have mentors earlier, you probably had them later on. What was the best career advice you've ever received from them? What are some?
I'll give you the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Stay curious, stay hungry,
Wow.
and read a lot. But curiosity makes you different. It makes you unique. Because if you're not curious, it means you are going with the flow. No,
Okay.
I love challenges. I love to ask. It doesn't matter a bad or good question, but I love to ask. I love to stay curious and dig in the numbers or even what behind the number. But again, curiosity makes magic.
I agree. I agree. That's a good one. Thanks for sharing. So, two more questions before I let you go. What is a career advice you usually give people? I know you mentioned, find a mentor. You just mentioned being curious. What is something else you would give to the next generation of finance leaders or CFOs?
He brought this question, and again, it's dear to my heart to give an advice. Please stop caring about numbers. Care about the cross. What number means. What type of leader you want to become and pursue it. I always love, okay, I'm talking like leadership now.
Yes.
Okay. Always, whenever you talk with someone, try to leave an impact, a positive impact. Okay. When you talk to strangers, leave an impact. What about yourself? Okay. It is your own career, it is your own future. Leave an impact on yourself. Try to leave a legacy behind you. No one will live forever,
True.
but building a legacy and different versions better than you is an impact. And I always love to have an impact on people and on myself first. So stay curious, stay hungry, and never, never, never stop learning. You will become obsolete if you
Oh
stop learning.
gosh. Yes. Can we talk about AI for a second? I feel like everything we learn is like, okay, what do we do now with AI and all that? What are your thoughts?
If I may echo to what you just said, I was at this conference in Riyadh last week. It's called the Future CFO Leadership, and I hosted a group discussion titled "AI and CFOs: Are we training our replacements or assistants?" And
Ooh,
the
nice.
discussion went, oh my god, over the roof, because we had like a mix of professions, not only in finance and HR, IT, sales, and management as well. So instead of asking about only finance people, the discussion went far away, even past finance, went to IT. So would AI replace CTOs, for example? Okay. Would AI replace salespeople somehow? The HR, procurement, and the feedback I got from the audience was like mind blowing. Some of them believe like 40% of our day to day operation will be eliminated. And I agree with that because it meant to help you make decision faster and like let's say 90% accurate. So it saves your time, help you lead in the right way. But what about other professions? You get my point? What about
Yes.
other professions? What will happen?
Yes.
It's not only finance, guys. Wake up. It's not only finance.
It's true because we work with other functions, and however they're being transformed, we will also be transformed, right? Like if your peer now is a robot, I don't know, or, have that kind of, assistant, it's good to stay up to date. But I love that concept. And how can we find those kind of things, right? Because I would have loved to attend that, but you're on the other side of the world. Do you have a website? Like, how can we catch such great insight from right here, asking for a friend?
I'll send the invitation later. I'll tell you what happened. Okay, I've been using AI for the past 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personally and professionally. Personally and professionally. And I came up with this AI tool. I'm not sure if I should say the name or not. But anyway, I was like late at night, 10 p.m., having my coffee and watching a movie, and I was bored. I said, why not I go and try it out and find what will happen? So after 4 hours of playing with I created this lovely website that teaches you corporate finance with live examples, with dashboard, with different case studies and scenarios.
Wow.
Website, fully functional
four
in 4 hours.
hours.
Yep. With
Wow.
an introduction about who created the website, which is me, a link to my LinkedIn profile, and of course, a box to send me questions or how to improve this website.
Amazing.
And the people loved it. And still, till yesterday, I'm getting DMs on LinkedIn. I just logged out of your website, and it's teaching me a lot. I'm getting a lot of information, a lot of new ideas. It's not only it covers the whole ecosystem of corporate finance. Okay,
Okay.
from NPV, from DCF to investment valuation.
4 hours.
Yes, in 4 hours.
Yeah. So you're going to share the website with us in the show notes? No, it's impressive, and it goes back to what you said about if you don't keep learning, you'll be obsolete. Like because the minute I think the pace of technology now, the minute you think you have arrived, something else shows up. Like you really need
Yeah.
to stay curious and stay learning. Thank you so much for such great insight. My last question: what is your favorite thing to do outside of work and building a website with AI?
Oh, that's a personal one.
Yes.
Okay, what you don't know about me and nobody knows about me is I I am a professional competitor in Ironman and Spartan race.
Oh, wow. That's why you look so young. Shoot. Wow. So you do the full Ironman. My best friend did one last year. You did two.
No, I do it every year.
You do it every year. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So how many
So
hours do you train a week to do this?
I train every day.
Wow.
So during the weekdays, I lift weight. During the weekend, I join classes like body pump, circuit training, and boot camp.
Wow.
That's
So you're swimming, the cycling, the weights, the everything. Okay.
yep.
Okay, Iron Man.
I
Dr.
should,
Iron
I
Man.
should, I should, I should change the title on LinkedIn.
Yes, Dr. Tamer Alsayed.
Yep, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's a passion. It's a passion, by the way.
That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was such a joy to talk with you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wassia. You were like a bless, and I love your smile. I love the way you moderate, and your questions are out of this world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.